In this flexibility test, mobility workout, let's just start with a warm-up, just a quick march in place, and then knee taps. Try to get the knees about as high as your belly button. Now, I know this isn't this isn't cardio, but anytime you stretch, you definitely want to warm up the body, even if it's hot out, because it is summer and it is pretty warm out. But yeah, you don't want to stretch a cold muscle, cold tendons, cold fascia, because it can result in pain and tears, and we don't want that. So these exercises are not crazy. We're not talking crazy yoga poses, no wheel. You know, that's where you're on the floor and your back is at this crazy arch. No, we're gonna just do some tests like overhead reaches, you know, just testing your mobility, because you want to be able to have full range of motion so that you don't get injured and you can do anything that you need to, whether it's in the garden or just, you know, getting your groceries so you don't get injured. All right, the first test is the overhead reach. So it's best to do these without shoes, but if you have them for these upper body exercises, that's fine. All right, so you're gonna just reach your arm overhead. So when I have people do this, they have their arm bent. Try to straighten it. And if you're here, that's fine, but ideally you want it about where the ear is, here, okay? So we're just gonna try doing this. So the more repetitions you do, the more flexibility you'll get, because the muscle's getting warm, and then your body says, okay, wait, she's not gonna do anything crazy to me. This isn't gonna hurt me. And then usually by the fourth or fifth one, people can get their arm straightened. So as you get the arm straight, so you might be here, just try to pull the arm further back. And we'll try this on both sides, because I am making this a workout. So it's not just testing your mobility. So if you can't, no matter what, you can't get the arm, you know, maybe further back or straight, this muscle, chest muscle, might be really tight. So you can just pinch, 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 pinch. And then also what I want you to do is see if you can go a little bit over to the side. So and that way you're getting this muscle stretched and this back muscle stretch, which is called the latissimus dorsi, and that can get tight as well. All right, let's do that on the other side. So let's test this arm mobility, and up, straight, and then bring it back. Good, just gonna go up and down. And so if no matter what, you can't get this arm straight or further back by your ear, then I would definitely recommend to go to physical therapy, and they will help stretch this arm. They'll be stretching it manually for you so that your body doesn't have to do the work, and it can be very helpful. And they will also massage this muscle here, and they will go into the armpit, which is kind of gross, but kind of good, because that will really release the tendons from being super tight and get some mobility in that fascia. And you'll realize, oh my goodness, I can really reach overhead. Now let's do the side reach. Good. Excellent. So if you feel any pain, you just back off. Stretching should not hurt. If you push too much, that's where problems can happen. Let's do two more. One and one more. Excellent, 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 excellent. Shake, shake, shake. All right, this next one is a little bit tougher. So you're gonna just bring the arm up and the other arm back. So this one's an internal rotation, and then you're gonna switch one, then the other, and continue. So if you don't have good internal rotation, this one, when I go back, that's the internal rotation. That's the one a lot of people have trouble with, and that's the one I have trouble with as well. I injured both my shoulders. I ended up with frozen shoulder. So if you have frozen shoulder, which is also called adhesive capsulitis, it's pretty awful. But it took me 1.5 years for each shoulder to heal, a total of 3 years. So it's hard, it's frustrating, but when you have an injury, you can heal. You just need to go to your physical therapy, maybe hire a personal trainer, and do the exercises consistently. I'm going to show you from the back side so you can see what I'm doing. So it looks like this. You can see my left arm. I'll show you my left arm. This one here, not as good mobility. That one I really injured pretty badly when I was weightlifting, and I was doing chest flies on a bench. And then when I got to the chest flies like this, and I was doing too much weight, I had 25 pounds in each hand. We'll just do this quick stretch right here. And when I was doing that stretch, I was really trying to stretch out my arms really straight, which you're not supposed to do. They should always be bent when you're doing a chest fly. My elbow bent backwards, and the weight hit the floor, and my hand was still holding it. So I tore my pec, my biceps, my shoulder. It was awful. All right, next exercise, we're gonna do goal post. So you want your elbows back, your chest pulled out, and you want your hands and your wrists at 90 degrees. So when I see people do this, they're always stuck here. And so I want you to look in the mirror and pull back and stay at 90, and you're gonna go up and down. And whenever I see people do this, they end up doing this. That's easier. Nope, I want you to be at 90, up and down. So this is shoulder rotations. It can be really challenging. You can do this with weights once you get stronger, but you always want to go light on this one because these are just small little muscles. I'll show you from the back. And so you can see the muscles working. Woo! I feel it already. Yep. Let's just do 3 more. And 3, 2, and 1. All right. So actually, because of my shoulder injuries, this is the mobility I've got here. You should actually be able to tilt the arm down, but look what happens. I'm rolling my shoulder to get it down. So that's just, you know, from that injury, and you have scar tissue that limits your range of motion. So, but I can still do everything I need to do. The next stretch, you want to take your hands behind your back, interlace those fingers behind your back like this. Now, if you can get those hands to touch, I can't because of my shoulder injury, but push the chest out and just interlace those fingers. And let's do that 2 more times. And stretch. And stretch. Excellent. Next one is walking knee hugs. So let's go back a little bit. So you're gonna walk and flex that foot, walk forward, balance, and lift. So you wanna see if you can lift that knee as high as you can. You can do a little bit of an arch, walking forward and back. So this takes a lot of balance, and this stretches the hip flexors. So again, foot is flexed, and you can do one at a time, but it's nice if you can walk with this, so that way you're working your core and your balance at the same time. So if you can't do this, then I just want you to actually just tap like this. Try to bring that knee up as high as you can. Just tap. Now don't twist like I accidentally did. Just if you do this, you'll get more flexibility in those hips. So if that's easy for you, then do the more difficult one, the walking hug stretch. Good. Excellent. All right. Next one is the single leg deadlift stretch. So on this one, I'm going to do a staggered stance. That just means one foot in front of the other. Put with some space. I want you to hinge back, push those hips backwards with a flat back and chin up. and then just go back. Now this looks really easy, and the issue that I see people doing is they round. They can't do this without bending their knee. So I'll show you from the back. Hips back, and see this leg is straight the whole time, and my back is flat. Good. Excellent. So this does work the low back. And we'll just do one more, and then we'll do the other side. And that's a nice stretch on the hamstrings. Let's do that on the other side. Some of these may be easy for you, and if they are all easy for you, awesome. It's gonna get a little bit more challenging as we progress. So again, this leg that we're stretching is straight, and my back is flat. So it's nice to put your hands on your waist and your elbows pin a little bit backwards. That will engage the back muscles so the back is not rounded. A lot of people are working at their computer for hours on end. Their shoulders get rounded and weak, and the upper back can get really weak. And that's why a lot of people have problems with flattening the back, because they're rounding this part. See the difference? Round. We don't want that. We want the back flat. All right. Excellent. Hamstrings are nice and stretched. All right. Next one, we're going to do a low squat. So you see the Asian people, and little kids, they go into this incredibly low squat, and they're like this and just doing whatever everyday tasks. Now this stretches the calves. And if you can't do this, then you just practice your squats by holding on to a table or a TRX, and you can just go down and up. So I've been practicing these low squats for quite a few months. I've gotten amazing progress. I used to always be stuck about here, and it was super hard to go lower. But if you're holding on to a table, you are letting your arms stretch out front, and you can lean a little bit further back, and you feel a little bit more comfortable. So again, you're going to try to squat, just hang out here a little bit, and then you can adjust your stance, moving the feet, maybe rock a little forward, or I should say side to side. Yep. All right. So next one, sit on the ground. Take a little break. All right. The next one is called groiners. So we're going to do a plank to a lunge with a nice little reach. So start in a plank. All right. So you just look like a plank of wood. All right. And then what you do is you lift your hips and then bring your foot out to the side, and then you reach up. So a lot of people have problems getting this foot all the way over here. And then when I bring it back, I lift my butt up and I bring it back. So if that's too challenging, I want you to bring it further to the side so it looks like this. So from here, lift up the butt and just put it out here. And then you can reach. Much easier, right? And here, and reach. But I really want to, and you might not be able to see it, but when I'm lifting this foot up, and I am moving the hips up a little bit. So if I really want to do this with perfect form, or who knows what perfect is, right? So up, and that takes a lot more energy. All right, now let's do the other side. Take a little child's pose. Quick stretch. Whew. That one's really challenging. All right, let's do the other side. All right, start in plank. Yeah, this is I told you it was a workout. Plank, so your booty's not in the air and you're not sagging. You're straight, your butt is slightly squeezed, and you're gonna lift the hip up and the foot up and reach and down. Lift, good, and reach. Again, if this is too challenging, just move the foot out to the side, So much easier to do it that way. Good, and back. Let's do 3 more, and 3. Reach, down, and 2. Up, down, last one, and reach, and down, and then child's pose for a nice little break, and nice little reach. Ah, yes. Trying to get my heels to my, or I should say my butt to my feet. My arms are straight, and that's a nice little child's pose stretch. All right, next one, we're gonna sit on our heels. All right, so my feet are flat, and I got sunscreen on my leggings. I hate that. All right, so looks like this, okay? So if you can't do this stretch, that means your shins are very, very tight. So you can just kind of go up and down. And if you can't go all the way down, then just go from here. And again, don't push it. Don't do too much, because when you overdo it on stretches, that can end up with tears. We don't want that. Another stretch is to do it on, you're sitting on your heels. So I cannot touch my butt to my heels. So something I'm working on. And this, yeah, see the space here? That should not happen. If I try to hold this for more than a few seconds, my calves are just cramping and killing for days. So on this one, I'll sometimes just do this little thing where I'm just stretching one foot at a time, and this really stretches the toes too. So you can also just do this, stretching a calf stretch like this, down and up, and eventually, hopefully, that will be enough of a stretch so you can sit on your heels with your toes bent. All right, next stretch is where you're gonna sit on the ground and you're gonna cross one knee over the other. So I've got this knee in front, and then I'm gonna cross this foot over to the other side. I'm gonna put my hands on the mat, lift my butt up, and try to maneuver this foot over here so that my knees are somewhat in a straight line, or I should say, matching one over the other. My feet are flexed. You can try moving them out, or stretching them, repositioning. So a lot of people have trouble with this one. So it's just, I hate those mosquitoes. And you can just do a little bit of rocking. So some people have issues with this one because it's a really good hip flex or stretch, but if you can do this one, it feels really good on the hips. You can rock it. And then I like to fold over. So my hips are more flexible than my hamstrings and my shoulders. So I can go pretty low. Let's try that stretch on the other side. Uncross, other knee in front, crossing the other one over, helping that over by grabbing my ankle, repositioning my butt. You can rock side to side, and then walk forward. And if you can, fold over. Excellent. You can even do a nice little reach. Good. And then walk it back. The next stretch people have an issue with, some people, is pigeon. So you're going to take one knee, put it at the center of your mat, other leg is out, and then take your hands, lift your body up, extend that back leg, point the toe. Now, some people will take their knee and they'll put it way out here and the foot out here. I find this puts too much torque on the knee, so I find that having this foot a little bit pointed with the knee in the center of my midline. Midline is right here, okay? And then from here, Point the toe and see if you can fold over and then up. Fold over and up, and one more time, or you just stay here, okay? Next, we want to do a quad stretch by bringing this foot back. Now, if I just lift this up, forget about it. I can't reach it. I can't stretch that quad. The trick, take that knee and bring it closer to your butt. So, see? Just take that knee forward. Put your hands forward. If you need to bring it more, even closer, look, now I can grab it. And now if I did a leg workout, I would do this at the end. So normally I can reach my heel to my butt, but because I didn't do a leg workout before, not so much. And then if I want more of a stretch, I can fold over. And now I can touch. And then you can just fold over and good. All right, now if you can't do that, what you want to do is a quad stretch on the side. You just lay down and then you can lift the knee up and then you can do your stretch that way. That's a good modification. Do this enough times and then eventually you'll be able to do that pigeon quad stretch. Let's do this on the other side, and it's very normal, very human to have one side more flexible or more tight than another. All right, other knee right in the center, slight point in this toe, back toe is pointed, and just fold over and up. So people who can't do this pigeon forward fold like this, it's usually because their knee's out to the side. So if you put it in the middle, it's so much easier. All right, now let's do that quad stretch. Bring the knee in as much as you need. Hands walk forward. Bring that leg up. Now this, just me doing this, requires use of my hamstring strength. Bring the arm back and forward fold, or you just stay here. Okay, do a couple of these. Good. And then the modification is go on your side, lift the knee up, and then you can bring the heel to the butt. So you can see with doing these exercises without the shoes, so much easier when you're on the floor. Okay, 2 more exercises to try for mobility. And so there are 14 of these stretches in total. We've got 2 left. And at the end, let me know which ones were the most challenging for you. All right, so this next one is the butterfly stretch. So the heels are together and the knees are out. And the more you do, you're gonna try to bring those heels closer and closer to your body. So kind of like this, but even I've got some flexibility I need to work on. I would like my knees to be all the way to the ground. So if this is challenging, you just scoot your booty back, you scoot your feet forward, and you just move up and down like a butterfly's wings. Now, if this is like if you're like this, which I see people do because they sit a lot and their hips get really tight, then separate those feet a little bit further. Like that, you can just do it this way. If that's a no-go for you, then put one leg up, or actually, you could just put this one leg to the side, and then you can just lean a little further back, up and down. This will help. And the less you sit in a chair, the more flexible you will be, as long as you do the stretching and strengthening exercises. All right, we have 1 more exercise. Some people find this next one easy. Some people can't do it at all. It's called a Sukhasana. We're just sitting, and this is what I try to do every day when I'm watching TV. And I love watching TV. I'll watch it for hours. So if I'm sitting for hours in a chair-like position on my couch, then my low back starts to hurt because my glutes are just inactive. So just sit like this and sit tall, push out your chest. If this is absolutely impossible, then I want you to grab a cushion and just elevate your butt so that you are sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are down. Good, excellent. So if you want to work with me, I am a certified personal trainer and certified strength and conditioning coach. And you can schedule your appointment through my website, thehigh5diet.com. And if you are looking to lose weight, then check out my program. And I don't do low carb, I don't do high protein. I love my carbohydrates. I actually focus the majority of my calories on whole food carbohydrates. And yes, I eat fruit and I eat potatoes and I just keep my fats really low so that I can eat nice, huge portions of carbs, which give me lots of energy. My diet is anti-inflammatory. It lowers A1C, cholesterol, and blood sugar. So if you want to check that out, my website again is thehigh5diet.com. And have a good day. Hope to see you soon and stay hydrated.